I spent the last couple of days with Magic Johnson shooting the Capital One commercials. And every time I see him, I tell him thank you because Magic Johnson and Larry Bird are the two most important figures in NBA history.
I agree.
What people don't understand, to answer your question, people look at this thing now where guys are making $30, $40, $50 million. When I came in, David Stern's first year, the average salary was $200,000. Magic and Bird, those guys changed the entire trajectory of the NBA and made it what it is today. Because Magic, and I told him this story. I says, and I'm playing with Dr. J. and Moses.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time Magic, when he made $1 million, we were going around high-fiving each other. We couldn't believe an NBA player made $1 million.
Wow.
That was Magic. He was the first player to make $1 million.
What year was that?
It was 85, 86, somewhere in there.
But he sounded like it was like a 20 year?
25 years, 25 million.
$1 million a year.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we, like, me and Doc and Moses, like, I'm not talking about regular guys on the team. I'm talking like, they had never made $1 million before. So the state of the league was like 2 black, bunch of druggies, a bunch of thugs. The finals were tape delayed. There was only 1 game a week. And it's all because of Magic and Bird, who changed the whole dynamic of the league. So every time I see those guys, I want them to know, man, thank you. It took a kid from Leeds, Alabama to, like I say, I was able to build my mother and grandmother a house. I was able to send all my nieces to college, my daughter to the best colleges. Because one of the greatest travesties of this country, the greatest country in the world, is what we charge these kids to go to school.
Ridiculous.
It's ridiculous and a joke because what we do is we eliminate probably 70, 80% of kids who are probably smart enough.
Just don't have the opportunity.
They can't borrow that much money.
Can't afford it.
Like, I mean, my daughter loved going to Villanova, loved it. She loved going to Columbia grad school. There are a lot of kids who probably just as smart as my daughter who got no chance of going to Villanova or Columbia, but because of economics, they can't go to those schools. So, man, I wish we could find a way to do something about that.
Really help. Very rare for a top 5 pick to join a staple team. And you spoke to Moses' importance and Dr. J. How important were those 2 guys right off the bat as soon as you landed in the league?
Moses is the best thing ever happened to me from a basketball standpoint. So, Maddie, when I was in college, I played about right at 300 pounds. My weight fluctuated between 290 and 300. I was out, that's only 1 meal. So it's only 1 meal. I played about basically 295, but I was having success. I think even to this day, I'm the only person. Guys didn't leave school early. You only left after your junior year in my day. So I think to this day, I'm still the only person to lead the SEC in rebound in 3 straight years. So I don't think anything wrong.
At 295?
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. I'm having success. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. One of the hardest things in life is when you're successful to know if you're doing anything wrong.
Right.
So I'm leading the SEC in rebounding as a freshman. I'm leading the rebound sophomore and as a junior. So I don't think that I'm doing anything wrong. And I get picked number 5 by the Sixers.
Ain't broke, don't fix.
Yeah, that's right. Now I'm playing with real players. Can't play at that weight, but don't know it. I'm a rookie. Hey, rookies ain't playing a ton. I'm playing some minutes, but then I'm not getting no quality minutes. So me and Moses happen to live in the same building. When I said, Mo, can I come see you tonight? He said, sure. And I called him Dad. One of the most bittersweet things, his family knew how close we were. I got to speak to do the eulogy at his funeral. I love that dude. So I go up, I said, Big Mo, why am I not getting to play? He's, oh, young fella, you're fat and you're lazy.
Plain and simple.
I'm like, what? He says, you're fat and you're lazy. He said, Charles, can't play at 300 pounds in the NBA, young fella. You're too fat and too lazy. Can't work hard at 300 pounds. Went downstairs and cried, not gonna lie. You wanna lose weight? I come meet you before practice, I meet you after practice. And he did it in a way, that's how smart he was. He did it in a way, he says, let's lose 10 pounds. Now I'm really getting to play. It's not because I can work. I mean, 30 pounds a lot. Get to 260. Now I'm starting. I get to 250. Now I'm really starting, things are really starting to take off. And I lost the 50 pounds, and the rest is history. For him to take a little fat kid under his wing, it changed my whole life.
I'll tell you a little story. One game, we played the Lakers in the Forum, and we was fortunate enough to win at the end. Coming out the tunnel, they had a tunnel where you go down underneath, was coming out in the bus. There's a lot of fans around, and when we won games on the road, we tend to stay a little bit longer and celebrate, and especially in the Forum. We got to the top of the tunnel, and we had to wait because the traffic was out there and the fans were throwing stuff at us. It was very quiet and very humble that day, and I was looking out the window, and I happened to see Irvin walking across the parking lot to his car. Of course, he had a number of people around him, and I just watched him. I could see the pain on his face, the look in his eyes that he was a beaten man that day. So if my thoughts in my head My other teammates were talking, doing their own thing. I was just watching him. I said, suffer, baby, suffer.
I never forget driving, and I'm listening to a game. It's New Mexico State playing Indiana State. I don't really care about the game, but New Mexico State is right up the streets from El Paso, and I went to UTEP. And we're big rivalries, so I'm hoping that Indiana State will beat New Mexico State. And I'm listening to the radio, and I have no clue of the players on either team. All of a sudden, this name keeps coming. Bird. He goes to the right. Bird. He makes the strike. Bird. I said, God damn, who is Bird? Bird. You know, here's Bird. And Bird this, and Bird. Oh, did you see the pass that Bird made? I can't see it, but I'm just trying to imagine it. And when the time I got to the end, I said, damn, that brother can play. Damn, that brother. Hey, let me tell you something. When I got the newspaper the next morning and saw Larry's picture, I said, damn.
Magic and Larry Bird, they changed the game. They changed the game. Before the NBA was going down, recorded games on TV, not too many stars. You had stars, but you really had to be a basketball fan to really enjoy. But Magic and Larry Bird changed the game with the competition of them both and just all the things they done. So give thanks to Larry Bird and Magic Johnson.